Oh, there it is. Looking good, folks. How are you? This is Kurt Von Annen, your host of the Mañana morning check-in. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me move this over so I can turn off that sound, get rid of that echo for you before it even happens. There we go. And hey, here we are. It's Tuesday. It is October 26th, 2021. And I'll just tell you, I'll just be right up front about it. Time is it's a precious commodity, and it's one that is escaping my little grips here. I took the plunge this weekend. I figured, why not just bite this bullet? Why not just do this thing? And I put Windows 11 into my work laptop here. Now, thank goodness, I've got backups and stuff, right? So I'm not worried about losing information or losing files or things like that. But I thought, hey, let's get ahead of this curve instead of behind. Let's just jump in and do it. I did. The interface is nice. The graphics seem really nice. There's a new graphic mode in there where it actually lightens and gives more definition to pictures and video and stuff like that. I'm hoping that as I publish more and more video through my unit, that the output is equally enhanced. I could use all the enhancement I can get. And then I also noticed, and this is weird because they said it would happen, but the computer seems faster. Less bogged down, maybe. Hard to explain. It's nothing I've physically measured, but it's like I click on a program, poof, it's up. I go to change screens, poof, there it is. Instead of having that lag that takes a little bit to get somewhere. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. So far, I'm dialed in, and I'm digging that. Now, I've been working on the value-added email to go out this week. Usually it goes out on Mondays. There's been a few times that I've put it out on Tuesday instead, and this is one of those weeks where that email will go out on Tuesday. But there's been a lot of stuff going on. Just edited and released our latest podcast yesterday. That podcast was with Guillermo. I love saying names like that. Guillermo was with Guillermo Cornejo, and Guillermo Cornejo has a company called RiderShare. Now, here was the coolest part about doing this podcast. And, I bring it up in the podcast, so I don't want to repeat myself entirely. But what's really cool about interviewing someone like Guillermo is people that know me know that I'm attracted to all things two wheels. I have a training company called Power Sport Academy where I help power sports dealers increase their parts and labor sales. And I'm really forging forward on that front. It's so cool to see something like that gain some traction and move forward. It's an awesome deal. And so we've got that moving along. But the Mañana podcast usually deals with leadership, entrepreneurism, communication, usually deals, pardon me, personal development, things like that, usually deals in those areas. I don't know what just got in me, but ooh, it's like a yawn and a cough and everything, right? It's like something, it's like I inhaled a bug or something. Anyway, normally the Mañana podcast falls within that type of genre, right? And so Mañana as an umbrella company does membership and learning platform websites for other organizations and companies. And I'm a speaker, trainer, coach, work with leadership and communication. And so when you think about speaking, coaching, consulting, and these web properties that I build, Mañana generally goes in those areas. But to bring someone in that can talk about their startup and their business and their entrepreneur lifestyle, but also be a member of the power sports community from a new angle, what a blessing that was to add that to the repertoire of guests that we've had on the Mañana podcast. Really enjoyed having him. Guillermo's a fun guy. It's video, it's audio. It talks about his business, talks about the growth. He's basically the Airbnb of motorcycle rentals. So people can, like, I have a DR 650. I have a great dual sport street legal motorcycle, and I could register my DR 350 on his website and then rent it to people to use by the day for 45, 55, 60 bucks a day. And people might do that, right? And so that's a really cool thing. And to think that he did that, I want to say it launched in 2018. I have notes, I do, and I don't want to misquote them, but it's in the podcast. So let's not worry about the details so much, right? February 2018. And so He launched that, and he's had, growth over growth over growth over growth. And something like 3,000 different motorcycles right now are listed on the website for rent, which is like really cool. I think about the learning and membership websites that we do for Mañana No Mas, right? And there are learning sites out there that have 700,000 active users. There are learning sites out there that have 5 active users. And I think about things in terms of community like that, like how big is the community? How do you serve the community? And what's the interaction of that community? And to think that he's got, 3,000 active rental motorcycles logged in his website, which I don't know how many users that would be. Maybe people are renting more than one motorcycle at a time. Maybe they've got 3 or 4 bikes that they own that they can rent out. But think about that in terms of community and all of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes to make that a reality. That's a cool thing to think about. So we released that podcast, out it went. The next thing that I've been working on, and I'm really excited about it, is I am kicking off a Black Friday sale for the Power Sport Academy. Now, a lot of people think that the Black Friday thing is Black Friday, or a lot of people think Black Friday is a weekend. My target client for the Power Sport Academy are the owners and general managers of motorcycle dealerships. They're going to have their plate full for that 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend, whatever you want to call it. Like for me to come out with a sale that says, hey, I got this great coupon for you, but you got to click this button on this day. That to me is, I think it's a little insulting to think that I'm in that position, right? And so here's what I'm doing. I am launching a Black Friday sale. It'll be for the entire month of November. And so I made some video content, some social media content. I've got some graphics. I've got a landing page. I've got all this stuff to try and get the message to these power sport dealers that we are here to serve, and we are reaching out at this level of discount and this much of a push because we really want them in the community. Like, there's no better time to train your people than now. Now, the supply chain is broken. You don't know what your new goods are going to be next year. You don't know what your new goods are going to be 2023. Things are getting wacky doody crazy out there. And right now would be a great time to focus on fixed operations and service, so that if the supply chain continues to be broken for some parts and for especially the sales department, your business at least has that fixed operations part in the back, that service department that can continue to maintain vehicles and keep them going for active customers. And now's the time to really train folks up to be able to leverage that opportunity. I don't think, and I'm speaking on behalf of most power sports dealers, I don't think that most people that work in that position have had formal communication training, especially when it comes to expanding the customer market and growing a business. They might be great at manning the counter, answering the phone, taking work as it comes in. But the work that we do with communication and leadership and building culture within the department really helps with customer satisfaction, customer communication, increased sales, better shop culture in the back, higher productivity and efficiency. And all of that equals reduced employee turnover. And when you combine all of those things, you end up with a larger gross profit, which if you're in business, gross profit's a pretty key KPI. And so that's our focus. And I'm super, super excited that we are launching the Black Friday promotion at this time. And gosh, we've only got a couple days to go, and that whole thing will be live, and people can, it's the biggest sale of the year. Like at no other point do I see the Power Sport Academy ever offering a discount this deep. This is the time. So if you know of a motorcycle dealer owner or general manager, if you know of them, forward them this link, forward them the Power Sport Academy link, get them to at least schedule a discovery call with me so I can answer their questions, put them at ease, and start working with their people. And obviously, the more our community grows in there with the Power Sport Academy, the more strength it has as a unit. And that peer-to-peer training is really, really cool once people get dialed in and connected. So, like I said, all kinds of things going on. You'll see the value-added email going out today. I've got a couple of assets in there. I've got a preview of the Black Friday sale, which is fun. And Gosh, the other thing, I almost forgot. I'm glad I took a moment there. I did a lot of work this last weekend. Wrote a couple more chapters out for this book that I'm writing on leadership. It's a different perspective on leadership, and it deals a lot with groups of people that lead. And so I'm at the stage now where I'm like, I would love to be able to add a couple of stories from contributors. Meaning, what I'm looking for is I'd like to have a story from someone that maybe leveraged their relationship with another leader to move up a group or move into a bigger group for leadership. Like, hey, maybe you were a great den mother, right? And then one of the other parents said, hey, you ever think about doing corporate training? And then you end up doing some corporate training. And then someone that you run into through corporate training that's a leader in that field says, hey, I think you would be really good at this, and it's something bigger. And then you leveraged into that. I would like to kind of document what that leveraging of growth felt like and how you leveraged other leaders or other co-leaders to be able to move up. So there's that. And then the other thing that I was looking for as far as a contribution story per se would be the co-leading aspect. Like, yeah, you're a leader of a group of people, but there's also 3 or 4 other leaders. And what does that look like for you to be a leader with other people co-leading as well? And how do you share those responsibilities? And what is the advantage of co-leading over running the whole dang thing yourself, right? And so I wanted to get a couple of contribution pieces into this book before we go to formatting, graphics, and print. And so super close to releasing this book, folks. I'm telling you, I'm getting excited. It's not off the beaten path of a Mañana No Mas message, because Mañana No Mas is about communication and leadership and consulting and working with businesses in this way. But to publish another book is super exciting. You know, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've had something roll off the presses. And I'm looking really forward to getting another book done. So, folks, I think that'll wrap us up for today. It's 11 o'clock my time in California. So what, you got 2 o'clock on the East Coast. I hope you guys are doing well. You'll see the value-added email go out soon. If you do not get the value-added email currently, and you'd like to, just go to mañananomas.com, click on Academy at the top. There'll be another page that opens halfway down. It'll say join the list. Go ahead and join that. It'll put you on the list to get that value-added email that goes out. And that's where you get previews and snippets. And sometimes I put it in an ebook or, access to a free course or something like that. But I try to put out something that adds value to you, not so much to sell you something, but to give you something for being part of the community.